with all the craziness that's been going on, like, I mean, absolute all the craziness, I'm thinking maybe I should start reading the good book again. So I went and found my father, ironically, who happened to be an atheist, his favorite translation by Charlie Farquharson, who, according to my father, who's passed away now, so there's no way of me double checking, was either 5 times removed from us or 50. My dad could never keep the story straight, so I don't know. But I found Charlie's copy of Charlie's Old Testament. Yeah. So I'm going to read you Charlie Farquharson's. I'll start with chapter 1 and his book, his translation of the book of Jennysez. Chapter 1. At the beginning, there was a thing. That'd be your void. Dark to absolute chaos. So God decided to do something about it. He said, let's have some light here. And there was, right off. But there was still nothing to look at. He kept your dark too. Now he had 2 things going for him, night and day. He had the one follow the other so as he could keep track. That was all in one day's work. The second day, God said, we need some kind of firmament in the middle of all this water. Don't ask me where the water came from. I don't know. But the firmament would shore up some of the water from the rest of the water. So God did it. The firmament part he called heaven. That was quite enough for the second day. But there was still all that loose water. So he gathered most of what was under heaven and called them the seas. So far, not a thing to stand on. God thought, what on earth will I do? That's when he let her dry land come up. And he said, that's good. Then God said, let's get organized here. Earth brought up grass. Grass brought up herb. Herb brought up seed. And seed brung trees. And trees brung fruit. That was good. So far, 3 days. Then God said, we need lights at night too. So he made the moon for a night light. God figured that'd go for years. He put some side lights in too, not so much to light things up, but to give the place a bit of a glow. That'd be your stars. The moon and stars worked nights, and the sun was put on day shift. God thought that setup should work out all right. That was your 4th day and night. By that time, God said, look here, there's nothing doing in these waters. Better stir things up a bit. Get some creatures moving. Air's right off empty too. Might as well foul it up. And he done a whale of a job down to your smallest mini. Then was all told to get at it, being fruitful and multiplying. That'd be your 5th. All this time on earth, nothing doing. All that grass and herb and nothing to pasture on it. So he called forth cattle and beasts and other creepy things. Nothing bad about that. Then God took an awful chance. He said, somebody has got to supervise all them dumb minions of mine on earth, underwater, and pretty well up in all the air too. Except the angels. And don't ask me where they all of a sudden come from. So God thought up somebody to look just like him. He called this fella man and told him the same thing about being fruitful and multiplying, even though so far there was only one of them. And God said to man, the place is yours. Take care of it for me and take care of yourself too. And God thought that was all good. He was tired. Been at it for 6 days. Well, that's chapter 1. If you want to hear more, I'm going to read chapter 2 tomorrow. Let's see how this goes. Remember, the good book and all the multiple translations. Doesn't matter which translation you read, they're all still the good book.